What's up everybody? Welcome back to Tidal Gardens. I must admit, it's been a little while since I've published a video. There is, however, a good excuse as to why that is. For close to 15 years now, Tidal Gardens has been operating out of the greenhouse, which is kind of like the signature aspect of Tidal Gardens, but there are some downsides to having a greenhouse. Also, there's just certain things that we never really anticipated 10, 15 years ago that we would need, and we've since basically run out of space in the greenhouse for such things, such as a studio. I mean, whoever really thinks when they're constructing a greenhouse, one day you're going to need a recording studio? Not too often. So, long story short, the last few months my family and I have been preparing to construct a new headquarters for Tidal Gardens. It is, in short, a major upgrade. Way back in the spring, my friend came over with a drone and we shot this. This is pretty much early spring, the first time I even mowed the grass that year. You can clearly see the greenhouse, and this structure is roughly 1,300 square feet. The barn that sits to the north of it we use mainly as a warehouse, kind of to hold some salt and some shipping materials, and the red barn on the hill is for entertainment. Fast forwarding a bit to this past week, and you can probably see a pretty major difference. Yes, the ground is kind of destroyed, it looks like a war zone, and the leaves are down, it's fall time, and this warehouse is being constructed. The new Tidal Gardens headquarters. When it's all done, it'll be 2 floors and roughly 10,000 square feet. So we've moved from 1,300 square feet in the greenhouse to a full 10,000 in the new building. The folks on Patreon got a sneak peek of this, more like a teaser, a few months ago when we first started the construction. But this isn't really something we've even tried to keep a secret. I mean, we've had local customers come over, and it's kind of noticeable. It's not like, oh, don't look over there. We really didn't try to keep this a secret much, but this is the first video that is for mass consumption on the subject. I might do some updates later on as this building kind of gets completed. It'll be a work in progress for quite some time. There will be some pretty cool architectural details that are going to be going into this. Like, for example, there's going to be like a radiant concrete floor heating. We're planning on a 10,000 gallon rainwater collection cistern, things of that sort. And there's some geothermal cooling mixed in there. So a lot of big plans, and we'll cover all of that once there's actually something to show in that regard. We're going to be working on this for months, so no hurry. For the rest of this video, I'll go ahead and show some clips as to how we got to this point, some construction pics, I guess, and we'll cover some of the questions that people have been asking. The first question we receive is, what's going to happen with the greenhouse? Are you going to tear down the greenhouse and start over with this new building? What are you going to do? Long story short, we are not going to take down the greenhouse. This structure has been paying the bills for a decade now. So the new building is just a pure expansion. I'm really looking forward to it because, as I mentioned earlier, we kind of just ran out of room for stuff. And a lot of the spaces are just kind of tight and tough to work in all the time, especially as there's more people working here now. We've got more full-time staff, my parents still help out, and sometimes it just gets a little claustrophobic. Also, we've learned a lot in the last 10 years, and we want to implement a lot of the changes that we wish we could have made, I guess. The next question is, why are you building a conventional structure rather than another greenhouse? The answer is, greenhouses have a lot of pluses and minuses to them. And you also have to remember that this greenhouse was built way back in 2002. And the world is a very different place now. I mean, if you think about it, LEDs as like a mainstream technology in the marketplace wasn't even around. There's a lot of corals that kind of struggle in a greenhouse setting compared to a traditional structure. So we kind of wanted to have the best of both worlds. I mean, we already have the greenhouse. It's great for a lot of things. And then now we want to have a traditional building to do everything else. Third question, what kind of tanks are you going to be putting into this new building? This one is a little bit up in the air. For some reason, I have a hard time kind of conceptualizing where tank locations and tank sizes will all be based on just a rough floor plan. I kind of have to see the building and be in the building and actually measuring out stuff to really gauge that. But when I did do it on paper, roughly, It could be anything from about 12,000 to 15,000 gallons worth of grow tanks. And that's kind of what I'm going to be going with. It's going to be all glass aquariums, all custom, and something in the neighborhood of 12 to 15K. Next question. What kind of corals do you plan on growing in this new building? I plan to have a little bit of everything, but the priority right now is for SPS. If there was one group of corals that struggles in a greenhouse setting, it is SPS. And by SPS, I really mean just Acropora. Most other SPS, Pavona, Montipora to a large degree, it'll be fine, but acros in particular tend to struggle, and there's too many fluctuations going on in a greenhouse setting. So the first couple of tanks in the new building are going to be tailored for Acropora. Okay, and last question for now is, when's this going to get done? And this is the worst answer for you. I have no idea, to be perfectly honest. I mean, the building is more or less done, like the shell of it, but it's going to take such a long time to do all the inner workings of the building, and then it's going to get into the actual construction of the aquariums and whatnot. It could be a very long ride. So 12 months, who knows? I mean, I'm to be perfectly honest, I'm not in that big of a hurry. I'm just kind of trying to take in the process, let's just say. So yeah, I'm looking forward to all this. Stay tuned for updates. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And by subscribe, I mean actually hitting the bell button, the real subscribe button. If you've got questions or comments about this new build, by all means, feel free to put them in the comment box below. All right, guys, that's all from here. Happy reefing.